What's up, world, and welcome to our show, CUZZO CONVO. We're your hosts, Renaissance Ronnie
and Mo Lovely. We're here to have an open dialogue about all things Black reality TV, highlighting positivity and giving out real life accountability checks.
So grab your seat and whatever you need, because we're about to dig in.
What's going on, world? Welcome to another episode of CUZZO CONVO. I am your host, Mo Lovely.
And I'm Renaissance Ronnie.
It is great to see you guys back with us. And we're going to go jump right on into ready to lust, ready to lower our standards, ready to rock and roll in the bed sheets. I don't know. It's a lot going on, but let's jump into it and start
ready to run after RaRa?
Right. Yeah. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So I would say starting with people who I feel like I would say my strongest male or female. I've just been team Samson for a while, but I will have to say that as a man that I feel like has definitely shown up. And I feel like it's really balanced. And definitely I feel like it's ready to love. It's Randall. So I would definitely say that.
I agree.
Yeah. And then as far as my, favorite girl or woman who I definitely feel like is ready to love, I would probably say, I would say, I don't know. See, this is still hard for me. Like, it's not. I feel like all the women that are that are remaining, I feel like they all have an aspect of like, okay, I can see you being, a good partner for somebody. But then there's still like certain things that I see in everybody where I'm just like, So if I had to pick, it would be Brandy, but I'm still a little concerned about Brandy because I still don't think that her and Mike have had these conversations. And I know that we'll get to this a little bit later. But because Sharese had talked about Samson opening up, but I don't really feel like Mike has really opened up to Brandy. Like, I know that she can say, I know this is Mike. Mike is from this. Mike has an ex-wife and he has this many kids. Like, I know that she can say all of the facts in the sense of, but when like, it's kind of almost like this whole Mike and Kayla thing. It's like, it's just an upgrade to me a little bit from like the sexual attraction, where I feel like, which is why I feel like he goes back and forth, because he's like, I see Brandy and she does have substance, but again, what substance can he even say about Brandy besides the obvious? I'm Brandy, she from wherever she from, because I don't think she's from Miami. She definitely she sound like she's definitely from somewhere else, but whatever. I've lived in Miami for however long. I'm a flight attendant. I love traveling and I want to travel with you and I want kids. Like, I don't know. I don't know what each other is really truly offering. And so I just hope that when they got like 2 episodes left, possibly, like, I'm hoping that she gets something and he gets something out of it without it just being like, oh, every time we in a room, we just like, ooey, ooey, and we like.
I mean, I agree that Brandy is probably my top female as well, but because I think she's come a long way. I think maybe it's just the show or the editing that we're not seeing them connecting, because they said they talk on the phone every single night.
Okay.
So hopefully in those conversations they're connecting with each other.
Yes, and that's this Mike over here doing his practicing his next stripper paint sip and strip routine.
I mean, they connected enough that they knew they were going to stay in the same room.
Well, yeah. She was like, it was fun cuddling or whatever she said. I was like, I said, all right. Yeah, I was dry humping or doing more than we know. So, yeah. But anyway, so yeah, so that's what I'll say. What about you?
I think mine are the same. Randall, especially after seeing the trip, the retreat trip,
Mm-hmm.
and just some of the things he was saying, and how he just, we'll get into the whole Jamala thing, but just how he was dealing with that situation, I could tell that he's really ready to love, and that he just really does not have time for the drama.
Right.
And and Brandy, I mean, I think I would say between Brandy and Sharee. I think Sharee is. Am I saying, is it Sharee? It's not Sharee, right?
Sheree.
Yeah.
Sheree. Mm-hmm.
Sharee is ready to love. I think that as much as I think her and Samson may be liking each other and trying to connect, I'm not sure that Samson is the person for her.
Mm-hmm.
But I do
Yeah.
think she's ready.
Yeah, I there's definitely a particular man like that she's for sure looking for.
Right.
And I feel that Samson has those qualities, but yeah, I'm not sure if yeah, she obviously doesn't seem like she's getting what she wants past the surface level. So, but yeah, we can talk about that. So we know that on last week's episode or the week before then, because last week's episode would be yeah. So on the week before last week's episode, we know that the men all had an opportunity to either bring an ex or someone that is their truth teller about the women that they feel like they want in their lives. And so I say so let's talk about um Randall actually brought his ex-girlfriend, and so we found out that Brittany and him pretty much was like, yeah, we were friends and we got together, but we just should have just kept it at friends. And so sometimes that's just what it is. And so I did like the fact that he definitely chose somebody wise in the sense of like not an ex-girlfriend that obviously still has feelings, LJ. That he but someone that definitely obviously has balance and can say, I do want the best for him, and I do know that would be best for him. And so it was really interesting that she chose Kayla and not Trinika or Jamala. But I can definitely say I can tell why she definitely didn't pick Jamala, because even when like she said, I asked her about what her personal goals on. She was like, it was all about you.
What
And
do
she was
you?
like,
Right.
you don't need nobody like that. Like, if somebody, and so that's that whole like possessive thing that Jamala has going on. And I don't even know if it's like possessive or if it's like manipulation possessive, like, hey, I know that we're doing a game, because my thing is like, would you have these same goals if cameras were off and you and Randall just met randomly somewhere else and you guys were dating? Like, would it still be your goals, be like, well, whatever he wants or whatever I'm going to be the partner that's going to partner with him and whatever. So a part of me wonders if her answers were based off of, this is a game and I believe this is the best answer to say, but unfortunately she played herself. So and it does make her look a little bit like wonky. So that's that. And then with Trinika, what did she even say about Trinika?
I don't remember. I think everybody's impression of Trinika is that she's just super nice. So it's like hard to even say anything bad about her. It's not like, I don't even think anybody knows whether, well, Randall, I think, feels a strong connection to Trinika, but I just think that Trinika is just so nice. And so she's going to conform kind of to who's showing her the most interest. So like if it's LJ, because she keeps saying she doesn't want LJ to go. And I'm like, I don't think you and LJ are connecting. Like, unless you're connecting off camera, I don't know why she's so gun-ho on keeping him, LJ.
Well, child, let me tell you, Trinika, we saw definitely a very different version of Trinika at the
She's
end.
nice. she's nice, nice and nasty.
Oh yeah, she was like, I mean, like everything, like literally dropped, like all the, yeah, guys, like who I thought was awkward. I feel like Trinika would see me on the street and be like, I saw your cousin Convo about me, so what was you saying? Like, I feel like she would switch it up and be like, wait a minute, Trinika, I thought you was like the little Zen girl, like loving cosmic love and da-da-da. But you over here about to try to trap me up and jump me or something, like, yeah. I don't know, like, Trinika, I don't know.
Is she ready to love, or is she ready to have sex?
Yes, because I was about to say, Trinika, I think, really put on a whole act for this whole thing to be like, hey, y'all. So when y'all see me in the streets and you be like, oh, you was on Ready to Love, I know you didn't find nobody. And she'd be like, okay. Like, and be like, you were real nice. And then they'd be like, we seen, because this child, she had them daggone big bosoms out all the time.
I told you she gonna bring the girls out every time.
First of all, I need Trinika, girl. We gotta get you like the fitted bra that lifts those things up, though, because girl, you too young for them things to be just sagging like that, unless she had a baby or something. But she like too young for them things to just be sitting, like they just be sitting on her, like sitting down. I'm like, girl, crop them things up. Anyway. But yeah, I don't know. Trinika we got a whole new Trinika. I don't know who this is now. But like you said, she definitely ready to spread it wide, because I was like, woo! I was like,
wrap her legs around Mike.
But she told LJ, when he, she told him 2 times. She told him that one time when he was playing the guitar, singing his little, doing his little thing, strumming, and she was like, "Ooh, take the panties off now." And then she was like, when he was like, "You like that? Hit it hard." She was like, "Yes, this is how I like." So I'm like, you are right. That connection is ready to have sex, because she like, oh, you an island boy. Yeah. That's exactly what she thinking. Like, oh, because LJ talked about like, oh, we can go to the Bahamas right now. And I was like, yeah, she over here saying, oh, I can have me like a sex on the beach and have sex on the beach. And with my island boy, she is in fantasy world right now. She like, whatever I can get out of this deal, I'm taking it, y'all. Like, that's what I feel like with Trinika. I'm like, girl, I don't know about you. You sweet, but yeah, you sweet and sassy and sex driven over here. I don't know. So, but yeah. So yeah.
Brings us to LJ and who he bought, his ex.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah, go ahead. You can talk about that, because.
So, first of all, you could tell that she was just very reluctant to even ask the ladies any questions about their connection with LJ. And so that was red flag number 1. And then when Trinika started asking the questions, and she was like, so what time you guys had sex? And she said, last month. And she was like, last month was last week. Like,
she was like, we just started this process through 2.5 weeks ago. Yes, I was like, oh. I said, well, Trinika, you asked the right questions, because LJ, when you said take the panties off, LJ must have really said, okay, so when will we do it?
And so basically the ex came out and said that she's still in love with LJ and wants to be with him. But LJ really chopped that tree down and was like, I'm here for a process, which means I'm ready to find love elsewhere, and we're not together, and we're not going to be together. Yeah. So LJ, you need to stop having sex with that lady then.
Yeah.
She's a lady, right?
I believe so. Okay. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, need to cut all ties off. I don't know. Maybe he said he don't know how long it was going to take for him to get something while he was doing this process.
He was like, let me just slide on back to...
So he decided to say, let me just hit it one more time, girl. And then she probably was like, sure, my door is open at any time.
Spanish fly said, yeah, you can come over. She thinks she's going to get him back, so he needs to stop. Like, if he's serious about the process and serious that he doesn't want to be with her anymore. He needs to stop.
Yeah.
And for that reason alone, and him not being able to attend the retreat, LJ would have got the boot.
Yeah, which I feel like that's exactly what's going to end up happening. Like I said, with this past week's episode, when Trinika was like, "Hey LJ," he was up in that daggone hotel. I said, no, he up in that hotel and he's got his ex right on coming through later on that night. And he was like, yeah, I'm just gonna be out this process because she cussed me out, was like, oh, you don't want to hit this no more? Okay. And he probably was like, hold on. He was like, I don't want to start over. If I can't hit it no more, then wait a minute, let me out, just bow out gracefully. And then that's the thing, like Tommy be like this, what you mean LJ's not here? He's like, I'm like, okay, is production really not telling Tommy nothing? Tommy ain't know Justin left, or that I guess he had to leave. Tommy don't know that LJ had a conference. It was some conference. I was like, oh my God. I was like, now Tommy, this is now the difference between, well, we still don't know because Justin didn't even whatever, but the difference, I said Justice, Cosmic Love, y'all know who I'm talking about, daggone. But the with LJ, I said, I mean, he's the government, government risk specialist?
Yeah.
So I'm like,
he also said he's a millionaire, so
so I guess he got to take care. I don't think he can mess around with that. I don't think he want to lose his government coins. So, but yeah. Anyway, so
from that episode, Looney got the boot.
Yeah, and she took it well, because like I said, for whatever reason she was connected with Justice. So we'll see if that even end up turning into nothing. Justice probably was like, me and Looney had what we had, and when I got what you call the boot in the process. I'm sorry.
Somebody else wants to talk.
What's up, Bubbles?
So I knew a while back that Looney would eventually get the boot anyway, because she plays a lot. Like she's like goofy, like she's not serious. And so when Looney be in those dates and be like, you know what I'm saying, and all that, I was like, they're like,
so she was Dominica number 2.
Right. She just wasn't as loud.
She was like, what is it, y'all? What is it? Nobody, everybody just putting their head down. They like, I was like, Sharese said, I can tell you what it is, girl. You are loud. You almost busted my eardrums. Sharese. Girl.
Sharese. Why I call her Sharee? I don't know why I want to call her Sharese over here.
Yeah, so but yeah, so that's that. And we have this, like I said, this past episode where well, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Before we go to that episode, there was a date that occurred with, it was
Sharese,
LJ, and Katie. Mike and Katie,
which was a mess.
Yes, I was like, what is this about? And then them two going back and forth.
Those are the drama girls of the show. Like every time there's an altercation, it's either Katie and somebody or Sharese and somebody. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if the production told them like, we need y'all to just bring a little drama to the show so we can get the ratings up or what, because I don't even know how it went from 0 to 100. Like what even happened? Because Kadian doesn't want to be Sharese's friend. Is that what that was about?
No, well, that was the thing, is that Kadian made some particular comment, and she was like, and Sharese was like, well, that's not what you told me. And she was like, what do you mean? She was like, I have the text message right here, and you literally said, well, if we don't find love, at least we found each other, best friends for life. And she was like, you didn't say that? Are you saying so Sharese was like, you sure you saying? I have the text message right here. And she pointed to the phone or whatever, and she was like, I lied. She was like, what do you mean? And she was like, I was just playing the game. And she was like, so you saying you fake? Like, and she was just like, yup, real fake. I said, oh no. And I was just like, and she was like, it's this the game of this show. Like, this is what, like, I don't see, and like, it just went left. So again, it was something that Kadian pretty much retracted on and was like, no, I pretty much just showed you that you was my friend or my bestie, whatever. Because Sharese definitely like was always holding Kadian down. She was like, Kay, you and I are like sisters. We fight, we argue, we bicker back and forth, but at the end of the day, like, we got love for each other. So she definitely was like going hard for Kadian the whole season. And then like Kadian was just like, I don't want you as a friend. So
but then they got into this whole thing where Sharese was like, Kadian said all the dudes were broke. And then Kadian was like, you were talking about did she say Samson's car? Whose car was she talking about?
I don't know whose car, but yes, I was like, and I said, what's going on? Yeah, she said that all y'all broke, y'all ain't got no money. I said, oh Lord. I'm like, well, how would Kadian know that? But then knowing Kadian probably did some form of like reverse research on all these dudes and was like, see what their income was. And then she probably was like, okay, Mike, you stripping. You over here making your little dollars at your sit paint and strip.
Yeah, she all in love with Swayze.
Yeah. So that was real. I will say this, like, I do know that a lot of people are like are very anti-Kadian. They don't really like her. And I would have to definitely say that moment what she did do to Sharese, I didn't like that. I was just like, girl, this been your only like consistent, like, and none of the women have really like been like with you like that. And none of the men besides Swayze have really been with you like that. So I'm just like, out of all the people, what was the point of you even doing that to her? You could have just, if and again, if I'm pretty sure Sharese wasn't over there. She don't seem like the type of person that's like, I'm a beg for somebody's friendship. So I'm like, y'all are both two successful Black women. So I'm like, I don't think that she necessarily like needed another friend and so you should have just never even said that to her. Like, playing the game with a woman like that just don't make sense. Which makes me think that
women have no control of who gets voted off as far as the women are concerned.
Exactly. And so so I'm like, you playing Sharese out for what? I don't understand that. It was whack and very childish to me. And I just was like, girl, what? So yeah, so
I don't like it again. I think maybe are they just keeping Kadian around because Kadian never has had a connection with anybody besides Swayze, right?
Well, yeah. Yes, this is really interesting that you never really ever saw any of the dudes say Kadian.
Right. And so you would think that they would say
Kadian that one time that she was on the chopping block, and she has not been brought up since. And I'm just like, what is going on? For people to be like, oh my God, here's Kadian talking about, oh my God, Kadian all up in my business. Oh my God, like, for nobody. So there must have been some form of agreement when she really said to Sharese, it was just about playing the game. They must have said, sorry, y'all, she gotta stay on the show.
Yeah, because even like Mike talks about how Kadian gets on his nerves, but he never votes her off. He never says, get rid of Kadian.
Yep. So yeah, I'm confused. I'm very confused about her existing besides being the main drama in the show. Who says, I didn't do my research before joining this show. I saw clips. Girl, you did your research. You just lied your little face off just like you lied to Sharese about finding each other and being BFFs. You're lying, Kadian. I'm sorry. We don't trust you at this point. You were lying. I don't care if you do say what you guys say on your what comes to your mind. You still was lying. You did your research and you said, "Oh yeah, I can become somebody. I can do this."
Right.
So, and you did. You became the most hated little woman on that show. Because again, if you look through the internet streets, nobody like you. Not one.
She posted a whole thing on Instagram about I am me, I am a daughter, I am this, I am that, and I'm like, the people still not gonna like you, Kadian. So just
right. I'm like, girl. Anyway, so yeah, so enough about K-Land over here. Uh, so going into the next episode, we have the retreat or whatever, Tommy's Little Getaway, where all the couples are now, or the people that say they have, because everybody ain't a couple, but they're, I have an interest.
Because RaRa's in a throuple.
Yeah, he's in a throuple. And so talking about RaRa, let's go ahead and jump right on in. So what are your thoughts on his his situation?
Well, first of all, I just want to say that we have a couple of like DC area transplants on the show, which of course is RaRa. And then there's Sharese is from the DC area too, right? And then Kayla went to Howard, which I figured that out when she was like, where'd you have your first kiss at Silver Springs? And he was like, no, Capitol Heights.
First of all, I don't even know who even calls it Silver Springs.
Howard girls that aren't from the area, they just
I'm like, Silver Springs. What? But yes. Mm-hmm.
All they know is Georgia Avenue, so they probably ride straight up to Silver Springs and back.
Right at 70s, so yeah.
But so he's balancing Kayla, Jamala, and Trinika. I think that he is really liking Trinika. He's opening up the most to Trinika, but I think he wants to try to connect with Kayla as well, but Jamala keeps getting in the way of that. So of course they were by the pool playing a little game at first, and all Kayla was doing was leaning on his shoulder, and here comes Jamala. And what I don't understand about Jamala is, doesn't she know what show she signed up for? Like, they're vetting multiple women and multiple men, like they're trying to figure it out. So he's not going to just stay bundled up with you, Jamala. Like, are you crazy? And why did she put her stuff in his room? Like, was that an agreement? Like, she came in tomorrow, I'm just going to get my stuff. And it's like, girl, who told you bring your hat and stuff in here anyway? Like,
right, but say she brought
nobody tell you to bring your things in here. So, and I was trying to figure out, when Trinika was sharing her story at the table and she was saying that she had cried for 3 months, was he crying or was something in his eye?
No, he was crying. Because he said in a confessional, he said that her story really touched him.
I know he said that, but I wasn't sure because they were like, was it something in your eye? Or I was like, was it? No, so I'm wondering if he has some issues with depression himself. Because he just seems so defeated when it comes to Jamala. He's just like, he just be like, I just didn't sign up for this. I just don't have time for this. I almost feel like he wants to bow out because he's like, Jamala is too much.
Yeah. I mean, and respectfully, she is. Like, it's given too territorial, too manipulative, like she's
like,
really,
she looking like a cougar, but even though I know she's not that old, but her aesthetic and his aesthetic makes her look like a cougar or something.
Yeah, she yeah, I don't know. And then, but it's funny because she had on the least amount of makeup that I've seen her on in the show, when it was about
we lost more Lovely. We'll pick back up in a second. There she is.
Oh, I don't know what happened. And like switched us.
Jamala put her juju on us.
But yes, like she and I was like, yes, girl, less is more. I mean, like, just, you doing too much. Like, you making yourself, and then like she be wearing like funeral makeup. Like, it does.
She be like her edges down or something.
With you talking about with his wigs. We haven't seen her real hair.
Oh, so it's her leave out? What is that? It'd be something
Maybe
like
it's but you know that they have leave out. They have front lace wigs now with leave out. So it's probably just her leave out that she's slicking down with the eco gel. Um, so I don't know, but yeah,
yeah.
no, it's too much. I'm not really here for it. I think that she definitely should go home. If there's anybody that he should invest his time in, it would be I would, and I'm not necessarily like Team Kayla, but again, as much as Trinika's cool, but I think that she definitely is just trying to get her little cootie cat rocked. I
I
don't,
think Tanika is type too.
yeah, but I don't know.
I don't see
Like,
them as a couple.
I don't. I really don't. And plus, he already was like, he don't like the way she laughed or whatever. She laughed too much. It was for him. So I just feel like I think that I feel like Kayla would balance him out. Where they could really get to know each other, and she's not going to be like, all on him in that sense where I don't know, like, Kayla has kind of grown on me a little bit, even though I felt like in the very beginning.
I can see them.
What were you saying?
No, I was just saying that I can see them together. I can see them trying, at least trying.
Yeah. So if it's going to be anybody that RaRa picks, it would definitely be it would definitely be them. But yeah, no, Jamala gotta go. I don't know
Please.
I don't know where she's gonna find who she wants or whatever, but it's this not on it. She can never. This is the thing. I hope that men who be like, oh, I would like a Jamala. I want a Jamala. I hope you know that don't ever cheat on Jamala, because Jamala is going to slash your tires. She gonna put sugar in your gas tank. She definitely gives like a waiting to exhale Angela Bassett, like light your clothes on fire, bust your windows out your car, Jasmine Sullivan, like she, and then we'll be like, what? Like, she'll be like, cause she done gave the man a nickname, RaRa. And I'm like, and then they made candles, olive juice candles. It's a
That
lot.
was too much. Like
Yeah.
them whispering or mouthing olive juice across the room to each other. Like she made that up and she made him do that, and that was too much. It was like, girl, I don't love you. I don't even know you.
Yeah, so Rod just need to get that up. He just need to let it go and be. It is what it is. I know she probably gonna be crying boots, and her funeral makeup gonna be running, running down like a whale. But she gotta go. I'm sorry. She is
Please.
not. Mm-mm. I'd rather for him to, if he's gonna be anybody, I would say try to connect more with Kayla. But even, oh my gosh, when she even made that comment about when she said, she was like, you think I'm supposed to just sit here and let her rub on your scrotum? I was like,
He was like, she was not playing with my scrotum. Like he was so irritated.
he was so upset. He was like, yeah, no, you can't do that. I was like, where do we see that at Jamala? Like, unless you, because they're probably going to replay it back at the reunion.
Uh-huh.
And they're gonna say, so where was it that this occurred? And she's gonna be like, well, I'm gonna be like, no, you don't do that. Like, you claiming that this man was getting, fondled by this woman to some,
Oh,
like, I was like, that lady was not doing no such of a thing. They wasn't even like together in the.
oh, he was like going through his things, and she was laying across the bed. I don't even know.
I mean, that, but then even when they was in the jacuzzi, she was not even on top of him, or
Yeah.
like I was like, oh, what's going on? Where are you getting this information from? Did somebody literally say, girl, you better get out there? Like, I could see Katie and being like that. Katie and being
You coming back? If you can hear me, you're frozen. Well, maybe we should wrap this up anyway because nothing else very exciting happened in the episode. So, I mean, that was that episode of Ready to Love. If I had to choose who was going to get sent home, of course, it's down to Swayze and who is it down to? Either way, LJ is the one who should go home. And Swayze, if he goes home, it's only because he only has a connection with Kadian, and I think him and Kadian have hooked up. So that's that for that episode. And on the next one, we know Jamala should go home. So that's that for Ready to Love. Make sure you guys like and subscribe and let us know your thoughts on who you think should go home, or should LJ go home and should Jamala go home? Do you think Jamala is doing too much? Because we do. See y'all next week.